Welcome, people. It's your boy Q from Q'd Up Productions. And staying with the Wave series, today we are reviewing the SSL EQ. SSL EQ has been around for a while. As you can see, this is for the G console. As you can see right here in the middle. Very nice sounding EQ. Takes a while to wrap your head around some of the things that are on it. We'll look at some things just going from left to right. Real simple and to the point. This video won't be long. You have a chance to go for the straight analog feel, or as analog as you can get from a digital plugin. You can turn that on and off. And with all these parameters, anything that has an on and off switch, not just for this particular plugin, but for any plugins, tweak a couple things, move something, and then see what it does to your music before you proceed on, so you don't overdo it. Then you have your filter section here, which you can go filter in, filter out. It's basically a high pass filter to roll off the lows, and you can go all the way up to 300. Then the next section is the this section is rather unique in that you don't have a cue for it. Really, all you can do is you have a level and you pick whatever frequency you want to affect. The next section, that's the low frequencies. Then you have your low mid frequencies, and same usual suspects. You have your cue that's here. You can choose what frequency you want to affect, your gain knob up or down, and then you have this unique button here, and it's in the same thing in the high mid frequencies, except this one is divide by 3 and this one is times 3. So what that gives you the ability to do is you can go lower than what this 200 hertz is right here. So if I want to do something where I want to add a specific cue to it, then I would use my divide by 3, and whatever frequency I'm at, then you just divide that by 3, and that's the frequency that you are currently affecting. So this gives me the ability to go between from 200 hertz down to say 100 hertz or 30 hertz, whatever it is that you're trying to get to. You divide that by 3, and then that's how low, that's the lowest that you can go. And then of course the same thing, if you want to use you want to do more low mid work, then you can come here and you can drop this low on this side on your high mids, and then times that by 3, and then you can kind of get in the same vicinity if you have that as a problem area. So here, like I said, it's times 3 in the high mids and divided by 3 in the low mids. And then you have your regular high frequency or your high section, where it's basically like a shelf, and you would just put whatever frequency you want and then just give your gain up or down. For your last section, you have the EQ in or out and the phase and flipping the phase. For the EQ in or out, one would ask, why do we want to, have a switch? If we know we're putting an EQ on, why would we want to take the EQ out? As far as if it's pressed, then that means that the EQ section is working. If the green light is off, then that means it's not engaged. But there's a certain sound that comes through the plugins themselves, really without, doing anything EQ wise. So you can bypass that and still have a little bit of saturation or analogness, going, for your music to pass through. Something that, I like to do. And, again, like I said, the Waves bundles are fairly cheap, and they go on sale quite a bit. What I like to do is every now and then I'll try to make a track, and I'll say I'm specifically going to see what these SSL plugins do. And what I've done in the past is the only thing that I would put on the channels as far as EQ and compression is the SSL bundle, to see what I could do. And the next video that will be following this one is going to be on the SSL channels, the channel strips that have the EQ, compressor, and a filter section on that as one channel, like a console type of channel. There's a lot of companies that are doing the same thing. I know that UAD does it, and Slate Digital does it as well. And all those are great plugins. And then, of course, the actual Solid State Logic Duindi plugins, of course, do the same thing. I haven't had a chance to touch those or try those out or hear any sounds from those. So I pretty much stay with Waves and UAD. But that's the gist of this plugin. You have your gain knob up or down if you need to give a little bit of a trim to it to stay within your proper gain staging, then you can do that as well. As far as sound going through it, I'm not going to play anything today. It's very straightforward. I would say put it on your music. Again, run it through. Put the EQ in, take the EQ off, and just see what type of sound you get through it. But I do think it's a great investment to give you some different ways or different type of sound that you can get through it. And I would encourage you, if you do go for the Waves bundle, to just insert it on every channel and see what it sounds like. But anyway, that's my time. Be sure to like and subscribe. Hit the notifications button so you stay up to date on all my latest content. And most of all, stay queued up. Peace.